We're drafting, and we're going to try. We use best player available always, but we're going to try to go wide receiver round 1. We may not get the right draft slot for it. We're going to try our very best to smash round 1 wide receiver. Hit that link in the description. Code Smitty also gets it done. Let me grab the link for the drafts. Click this link right here. If you haven't signed up for Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. You want to do so right now. And intro, about 2-3 minutes of everybody getting into the Underdog app. I'm going to tell you which contest to go in. We'll join at the same time. The Fantasy Football Show Graveyard Edition, Draft Edition, Midnight Eastern Edition, a little bit past midnight Eastern tonight. Sorry about the delay. It begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Live whenever news breaks. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We are constantly live on this channel. I mean, when are we not live? It's probably easier to list when we're not live, but we're live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Live whenever news breaks. Live most midnights to do drafts and such. And we're going to get into that right now. And Underdog Fantasy will match your first deposit 50%. So if you drop 100, they'll give you $50. If you drop 500, they'll give you $250, all the way up to $250. And the minimum's $10. And the draft we're going to get in is a weekly winner draft, $10. So you drop the minimum of 10, they'll give you $5. You'll have 15 to play. You can use that other 5 on another contest. They got some $3 drafts as well. So we're going to go into the lobby of the Underdog app. Okay, so to get there, if you have not done that before, the link's in the description. It says play Underdog Fantasy, and there's a link, and the link puts code Smitty in it for you, which gets you that match, and it gives you, I believe, a pick that other people won't get unless they're new depositors as well. The link's just been dropped in the live chat on top of that, and we're going to go over to weekly winners right now, which should be 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth card, I believe, if you swipe on the main lobby under the draft tab at the bottom. So you want draft tab selected, main lobby, click weekly winners, $10 entries. Enter in right now. There's about a 10-second or so YouTube delay. So make sure you grab a spot. They will go super quick. You may or may not get into the same draft. People are literally flooding into these immediately. So there's a really good chance we're all like spread out all over the place. So if you don't get in a draft with me, don't worry. You're just going to follow alongside of the draft that we're doing. It's as simple as that. Let me see if I can find the draft and put it up on the screen here and load this bad boy. Okay, go to draft. Let me pop out this window here and put this over in the corner. All right, it looks like I got the 12 pick. I might be able to do wide receiver with that 12 pick. The worst part is the whole point of this draft tonight. Let me show the board. So here is the draft. The worst part about this is that this is the worst pick to get to try and force this, because you really want a higher pick to go wide receiver. So kind of unfortunate in a way that this is the draw I had. But maybe we make it work with Marvin Harrison Jr. right there. So we'll have to see. Top available players are on the left. It looks like in this particular draft, I recognize a few people. I believe that 10 spots ours. I believe the 7 spot in the... some of your names are different. I don't know. We'll see what I get. I'm not sure if I'm going to go Gibbs and Marvin Harrison Jr. You never know what's going to fall, and also depends on if I get sniped in our own little community here. Again, if you didn't get in this draft, don't even worry about it. Don't stress it. Just you'll be in a less snipe city maybe scenario. So just join a draft alongside, and let's tear it up. So very curious to know what you all do too with your draft. Let me expand this just a little bit. Okay, here we go. So it went Tyreek Hill, McCaffrey, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase. Let's see what happens. We're not gonna force it. Best player available. We're gonna try and go wide receiver in round 1. That's the whole point of this video. So if it works, if best player available allows for it, I will be drafting a wide receiver with the 12 pick, because that's what I vow to try and do here. What's good, my Smitty family? What's up, Young? Appreciate you being here. Phone lines will be open in a minute. Let me get through my first 4 picks. I have 2 back-to-backs and 2 back-to-backs, and then I'll open the phone line up. So we'll see what happens here. Bijan, I think that's our guy in the 7th spot. Bijan makes sense, right? Okay, here we go. The 8 pick is on the clock. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? So 2 running backs off the board. JJ's still going at 6 like clockwork. JJ McCarthy's not changing his ADP. Curious to know what Sick Nasty thinks of that. The fantasy football marketplace has not adapted and adjusted to JJ McCarthy being the savior. So I am curious, Sick Nasty, what you feel, how you feel about that. St. Brown went at 5. Top wide receiver available is Marvin Harrison. Damn it, that's probably our guy sniping right there. Well, Garrett Wilson ain't bad here. So let's go Gibbs. Oh, I can't go Gibbs. I said I'd go wide receiver in the first round. Boom, Garrett Wilson. Jahmyr Gibbs, let's lower his ADP anyways. That's a fantastic start. I don't mind that at all. Garrett Wilson, Jahmyr Gibbs, I'll take it. Boom, I'm okay with that.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
Yep. It's a very good start. Very good start. Superfish in the building. Blackbeard, appreciate you. Charles T up in this mug. Hoosiers, what's up, my guy? Sick Nasty in the building. Blackbeard, Sick Nasty, appreciate you both moderating. Travis is in the building. Sebastian, Shopkey, Raul, appreciate you all here. Shamrock, Jeffrey, Peanut Butter and Waivers, all. Who was first in the building? Blackbeard was first in the building, followed by Ray G, my boy Ray G, and Aldi up in this mug. We've got Sebastian's in the house as well. Appreciate you all being here. Charles T, 7:30 a.m. mock draft. Let's go. It's 7:30. I forget where you are. Draft. Sorry, I got to go back to the draft screen. Okay, so Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure 8 and 9 and 7 are our guys. I'm not positive, though. I need to rip off a couple sets. My Gib board. I need to rip off a couple curls. I need to get back to like doing burpees every time somebody drops a $20 hauler, man. That really helped. Anthony, appreciate you being here. Flood in the building. What's up, Flood? We haven't seen you in a while, or at least you haven't commented. Al, what's up, Al? Tebow time, what's going on? Yeah, I need to get back to like maybe doing burpees, like 10 or 15 burpees per $20 hauler. That would be good. I might do that. I got to get back in shape. The H-Han video, remember the picture of H-Han? I've been trying to like, and I've definitely done pretty well, but I need to, since that footage or that photo dropped, we said that was going to be the day that changed all of us. And it kind of did, but I need to stick to it. I need to get more vigorous with my workout routine. Maybe Hurts at the end of round 3. Yeah. By the way, I dropped $140 on Jalen Hurts to win the NFL MVP, and that pays out $2,200. You can see it on my Instagram stories. So I dropped $140 on Jalen Hurts to win NFL MVP, pays out $2,200. I'm going to do a whole lot more big money on something like $200, $500, drops on that. But I did just an example to show what I did last year. Last year, I predicted the Super Bowl, and then I predicted it to go both ways. The Niners to win, the Chiefs to win. So, and I did it preseason. My bracket didn't even have it, but my preseason predictions did. And I dropped, I think, like $50 on it or something, and it paid significant. So this year I dropped, just real quickly to show everybody what I like to do with it, $20 I think on KC Philly wins, and $20 on KC Philly KC wins, and they both pay I want to say like, I think it was like $1,500, something like that, for $20. So every $20 should get you like $1,300 or something like that on that. But been running a mile a day, 100 push-ups. Attaboy. Hopefully not PED. No, HN's not doing PEDs, man. Guy's just lifting. He's trying to get himself in the best shape he can get in. Okay, let's look at these teams so far. Draft slot 1, Tyreek Hill, Diggs, Jalen. A lot of wide receivers going on here. McCaffrey, Evans, Sam Laporta. Debo, Nico with Lamb. Chase, Olave, DJ Moore. Amon-Ra, Devon Achane, and Henry. That's pretty good. JJ, Adams, and what? Yeah, Jalen Hurts to win the NFL MVP. $140 pays $2,200. I really think he's gonna win the MVP. I think the Eagles are gonna, even if they don't like go all the way, right? I think he's gonna win it because that doesn't really matter. Superfish in the building with a $5 hauler. I missed you talking about it earlier, but Tua has been working out with our wide receivers. He's been at minicamp. There's videos and photos. Well, it's the multiple reports saying he's missed a majority of voluntary stuff. He may be throwing wide receivers here and there. I'm not sure. But that's good news that he's out there at least doing some work, right? Thank you for the update, Superfish. And curious to know if you think that he's going to get that Goff type money, or is Miami going to wait? Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson. God, 3 straight quarterbacks, really? I'm gonna get sniped here. Damn it. This is a weekly winner, by the way. So if anybody doesn't know what weekly winners is, it's all about winning one. Damn it, Kelsey. I wanted to get Kelsey and Mahomes. Although I shouldn't have said that because now B-Train's going to take Mahomes from me. People just like to snipe me. Like draft what you think's right. Cooper Kupp, Devontae Smith. God, my stackage is now gone. I want Hurts and Devontae Smith. I'm probably going to go... It's weekly winners. So my thinking behind this is that Kupp, let's say Kupp's going to probably have some big games. Does he stay healthy all year? I don't know. But these weeks, one week has nothing to do with the next week. It's all individual. Week 1, $20K. Who wins week 1? Week 4 has nothing to do with the other weeks. Who wins week 4? $20K. And so on. So this combination of player is pretty damn impressive in my opinion, from the 12th spot, because Cooper Kupp, even if he just has like 5 games that are his old form, I have those 5 weeks, I have such a good shot at winning some cash money because it's all based on that. So I really kind of like this in the weekly winners. This is a good group of explosion type guys, and stacking, it's to be determined whether it even matters too much in weekly winners. It might not. Smash. Marvin Harrison Jr., Ayuk, DK, and ETN from the 11 hole. My team is on the far right. Garrett Wilson, Gibbs, Cooper Kupp, and Mahomes. The 10 spot as AJ Brown, Saquon, Kelsey, Jacobs. I like that. Puka, Kyron, Lamar, and George Pickens. Pickens feels a little early. Yeah, stacks in weekly winners, I'm sure that there's some advantage, right? But at the end of the day, I'm not as worried about it because it's all about 1 week anyway. You're just trying to win 1 week. No week has any correlation to the next week. You could literally draft, your entire team could be suspended for weeks 1 through 16 and not play a single game all year. Your entire team could be suspended for the entire season, but week 17 or week 1 or whatever, and that 1 week they all play, you're playing for 20K. That's what's so amazing about weekly winners is you get to start over every week. It's a clean slate. Nothing matters. Maybe you didn't draft a good team that can sustain that, but that's the strategy. You draft a team that can sustain and smash all the way through. So I'm loving it. Yeah, I don't so much love these. I don't love the one slot. I don't love the 2 pick's pretty good. The 3 pick, I like it. The 4 draft slot, not a huge fan of having Olave and DJ Moore. And if they go wide receiver again, they literally just turned off all the other columns and they just drafted wide receivers, which is such a boring way to draft for me. Amon-Ra, Devon Achane, Henry, and Trey McBride. Love that stack right there. That's a really good team. Jefferson, Adams, Michael Pittman Jr., Stroud. It's decent. Bijan, Drake London, Josh Allen, and Devontae Adams is fantastic. Yeah, this 4 slots just doesn't matter what's there. Top wide receiver, smash it. 7, Bijan, Drake London, and Josh Allen, and Devontae Smith's great. Breece Hall, JT, Hurts, and Nabers is pretty good. I like that one. Puka, Kyron, Lamar, and Pickens. AJ Brown, Barkley, Travis Kelce. Yeah. I got to say, I love my team about as equal as 2 or 3 of these teams that are in the mix. We'll see. Marvin Harris. That guy couldn't say it. He couldn't say Marvin Harris. That was worse than Biaggia, Matt Biaggia. Maybe QB, wide receiver, and then I don't know what you're saying there, Hoosier. All right, down to the phone line.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Brought to you by the Attic.shop. Dial in. Do it live. Your boy is here to assist you. Top players available. Tank Dell fall into the 5th round. You gotta love that value in weeklies, man. Especially if, like, let's say he's not 100%. For whatever reason, we get word that the shooting incident or whatever that's like that. Tank Dell is great right here. What's up, Sebastian? You're live.
What up? I'm asking this question in the context of best ball. So, where are you drafting JJ? Because I can't imagine you're drafting him at 5 over Bijan if he's still there. But, like, where does it make sense to draft? I don't know. I just feel like drafting JJ post-draft is just really weird. Just the way the board falls. Because if he falls, I feel like I'm reaching too high for a running back. And if I draft him at ADP, I feel like I'm drafting him too high. So
yeah,
how do you draft JJ?
Right as ADP is about where I take him at 6, but I don't do it every time. Like I'm taking Bijan, JJ, Breece Hall, Gibbs. I'm rotating Puka. I'm rotating it. It's as much as I want to say JJ at 6 is an automatic. Every time you see it, you just take it and say thank you. But it's we don't know what he is. We don't know what JJ McCarthy is, and this is kind of like one of those things where like how much can a plant, how much can you count on a plant to grow or a crop to produce, whatever it's producing at when it's not being fed water. Like he's only getting like probably 60-70% of the normal, water feeding. So how can we expect him to be the same blossomed player? So maybe JJ McCarthy comes out and shows everybody he's the real deal, and then everybody that drafts JJ at 6 has a huge chance at winning their leagues. But we'll have some of that share, right? Like I'm taking him. I'm not avoiding JJ at 6, but he doesn't feel like a lock there. He feels good there. But that's it. It's nothing but like a rotational thing for me. Man, Kincaid, Airworthy,
So if
and
you're
Kincaid.
drafting at the position, you'd prefer him over St. Brown?
No, I'm
If
rotating
you're
that too.
drafting the
Like I
position?
said, I'm rotating all those guys right there. I'm rotating everybody. He has no more locked in shares at that 6 than any of those other guys. I'm rotating everybody. But now if I had just one league, it would be very tough. I'd probably go Bijan. If Bijan was there and I had one league, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I feel like I'm doubling down on him. I think I'd rather double down on Bijan than I would to rotate Jefferson. But, I mean, it's risky.
Well, I mean, you got to take JJ at 6'7" and a couple, bro. You just can't sit back and assume that he doesn't still somehow have like 180-yard games, and I think his touchdowns will be a little bit down. But then again, like, what if he still has like 8 scores and 1,600 yards? It'll definitely be worth that pick. I'm just saying, push comes to shove, I'm taking Bijan over him. I'm taking Breece Hall over him if I have one draft. But if I'm playing best ball, you better be damn sure to rotate everybody at some point. You know, I'm not saying draft a guy you think's going to bust. Like, if you hate A.J. Brown for whatever reason, I'm not saying that you have to draft a bunch of A.J. Brown, but I would mix it up, bro. But also keep in mind my brute force drafting approach is, hey, draft a bunch of J.J. drafts in a row if you want. And then stop drafting him at 6 for a couple weeks and draft a bunch of Amon-Ra St. Brown drafts over and over and over at the 6 spot. And then the next week, sometimes I do that. It's called what I call brute force drafting. So you keep in mind what you're thinking so you don't forget what I've been deploying, because then you can do the variants of it. I can do JJ at number 6 and keep a lot of things similar and just start changing things so I cover my bases on the JJ draft. But, bro, you're overthinking it. He's Justin Jefferson, and he's not costing you a 1, 2, or 3 overall pick. He's Justin Jefferson. I'm worried. You're worried. We're all worried, but he's costing you a 6 or 7 overall pick. So you are overthinking a little bit to be like, I'm not going to take him. But, you know, put all your eggs in one basket? No.
Okay, yeah, and I had an A.J. Brown question because he's in that territory of MHJ and Garrett Wilson and Puka, like as far as ADP goes. What's your share percentage on that? Because for me, he feels like a hard fade in round 1, in my opinion. And it's not because of the talent. It's not because of the situation. It's because of his knees. Like, I'd rather have a healthy, young Garrett Wilson. I'd rather have an MHJ, even if he's riskier than A.J. Brown on paper. I would rather have a Puka with less mileage. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah.
I just don't like him in round 1.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going A.J. Brown at like 12, 13. When I see it, maybe 11, 12, 13. But I usually don't go A.J. Brown in the top, 6 to 11, 6 to 10. I'd take him at 11. What I would do is take him with, like a Hurts plan of attack. Take Hurts and make sure I stack that. But I don't force stacks. Everybody knows that. But I love Hurts anyway. When Hurts is there, if I've got a draft slot that allows me to draft A.J. Brown at 10, 11, whatever, then Hurts in round 3 or the end of round 3 or top of 4 is perfect for Hurts right there. But yeah, I mean, I'm taking Puka, and I'd say Puka majority of the time ahead of those guys, and then Garrett Wilson, MHJ, I'm rotating, and then AJ Brown after that. But the question is, bro, I'm not trying to like double talk or get wishy-washy here, but the answer to every one of your questions is more about likelihood of taking AJ Brown, not avoiding him. Like I'm not taking him as frequency. It's all about frequency. But you can't avoid JJ. You can't avoid AJ Brown. Like sometimes they're going to be the best player. But you're right. I'm not taking AJ Brown on the regular where everybody else seems to be grabbing him at like 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, I just feel like those are the two biggest question marks in round 1. But I mean, sure, you know what? I'll trust your word on JJ. for the appropriate price, but
yeah, don't trust I'm
just
not drafting him over and over, bro. I'm saying just don't like avoid him entirely. You know,
like diversify.
Yeah, make him a part of your portfolio. Just don't grab tons of shares of it. It's like any stock. You want to be a part of a risky stock, but you also want to not have your whole thing go down. But he should be somewhere on your best ball, like, slate of teams. All right, anything else, bro?
No, that's it. Could I just have those wide receiver questions? Because I noticed in the best ball, like, non-Smitty drafts, I feel like I like my teams more when I go wide receiver round 1, just because the position's weighted heavier, and it's easier to go hero RB in round 2 or 3 if you can get someone to fall. So I really do think the context is important, best player available, but I do feel more comfortable going receiver in round 1 in a non-Smitty draft, of course.
Yeah. And this is hero best ball wide receiver round 1 for me. This is what I'm deploying. But again, best player available is really just opening the doors for me. I'm not sticking to this no matter what, but I've been keeping my eye on how to build especially when I get to like the Terry McLaurin pick, the Kyle Pitts pick. Those were all players, like when I looked at the RBs, I'm like, I'm going to continue down the path of avoiding RB because I think I'm going to be plenty happy with the rotational running back 2 that I'm going to get later. But I'd abort any plan at any moment, no matter what. These other guys, they'll just go wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver. And that's to Charles T's question. Thank you for the super chat. I think it's an awful idea because you can tell when people are doing it by design preemptively. It's an awful, awful idea unless it falls naturally. If it falls naturally, it's a fantastic idea because best player available is opening the door to it. But if you're literally going to say, I'm drafting all wide receivers, why even play? Why not just throw darts at a dartboard to select your players? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. All right, hold on. Weekly winners. Let's see. I've got 3 wide receivers. Garrett Wilson, Cooper Kupp, McLaurin. This is a wee bit early. No, actually it's not. I'm going to go Najee here. I don't mind taking Najee Harris here. I'm going to go Jonathan Brooks here. This is weekly winners, so whatever Arthur Smith's cooking up in terms of screwing Najee Harris, if he does, I'll be kind of protected in that. And if Najee benefits from the offensive line drafting and potentially a new contract, which is being whispered about in Pittsburgh right now, if Najee gets signed to an extension, they didn't pick up his 5th-year option, but the word is on the street, and Ron even said this the other day, he's hearing it on a lot of local Pittsburgh radio shows, that Najee might get offered his long-term deal, which is why they, I guess, went that route. This is a fantastic running back crew. Jahmyr Gibbs, Najee, and Jonathan Brooks in a weekly winners. All right, Sebastian. Call back if you got another one.
I'm going to follow on your YouTube, all right?
All right, later. So, yeah, Charles, the answer to this is it depends, man. Is it a good approach? No. Can it work well? Yeah. Look at team number 4 and tell me if that's a good approach. Look at team number 4 and answer the question, is DJ Moore and Zay Flowers worth going that route? I say no. Take a look at team number 1 that has Tyreek Hill and Diggs and Waddle and T. Higgins. Do those wide receivers feel like they warrant the forcing of 4 wide receivers? I think the answer to everybody in here is probably no. Can it win? Absolutely. But are those the right guys? Were these the guys that forced you to say, God, best player available is 4 straight wide receivers in rounds 1 through 4? If best player available dictates that, so be it. But did best player available tell you to take Diggs at the end of round 2, Waddle at the top of round 3, and T. Higgins in 4? I don't think so. So no offense if that's one of our guys, but I don't like that team at all. Charles T, appreciate you. Don't force anything, bro. Don't force anything. Okay. Yeah, I don't like team 1 at all. I don't like team 1 at all. Okay, team number 12. That's mine. Garrett Wilson, Gibbs, Cooper Kupp, Patrick Mahomes, Kyle Pitts, Terry McLaurin, Najee Harris, Jonathan Brooks. I love it. In a weekly winner format, I love it. That team, doesn't matter how they do in week 2 compared to week 1. They could be crap all year long and smash weeks 10, 11, 12 and give me a shot at 20K each of those weeks. No one week has to do with the other. That's why this is such a beautiful, beautiful contest. Yeah, in this one slot, when you got back to this Diggs, Waddle back-to-back picks, much better to go. I mean, there's some snipage going on for sure, but it'd be much better, in my opinion, to go like Derrick Henry. And if you want to go one of those guys, I get it. But I'd probably take Derrick Henry. I'd also probably, personally, with what happened here, if there's some snipage going on, because it seems like it did thin out crazy, I would have gone Laporta and Henry in weekly winners. I would have gone Tyreek Hill at 1. If I was to go Tyreek Hill, I would have gone McCaffrey probably, but I'm fine with Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill in weekly winners at 1. And then I would take Henry early and Laporta third. And start off with that balanced attack. And smash the hell out of it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we got to get all the way down to my pick here. There's 2 or 3 guys I'm really eyeballing right here. Coble, what's up, my guy? Appreciate you. Thank you for dropping the gifted memberships earlier. I don't know why this thing doesn't alert me anymore. Let me pull up the YouTube show on the iPad here so I can see those gifted memberships if they come in or anything else. Coble to the moon. Ray G. Oh, Ray G, was that you in the one pick that I was? I hope that wasn't you. What's up? Is it who's got draft slot 1 in here? Jaden Daniels, damn it. I really wanted Jaden Daniels. Son of a B. Son of a mother B. Yeah, John, I'll have to get it after. Or I can draft real quick. There, I picked John. These guys aren't going to fall to me, are they? Brock Bowers, that could be good in weeklies. I like that. Fall. I know I'm in Snipe City. I can't expect it to happen. I can't expect Cortland Sutton to fall to me. Don't pick Cortland Sutton. Don't pick Cortland Sutton. B train. Damn it! You picked Benson. I know you're sniping me, bro. I know you're sniping the hell out of me. What did I time out on? I timed out on Cortland Sutton. Damn it. And I didn't do what I said to always do, to cue somebody. So stupid mistakes on my part. Make fun of Cortland Sutton, hoping that B Train would take him. And then I time out on him. Oh, Cortland. I love Jaden Reed this year, Sick Nasty. I do love him. Damn, Cortland Sutton. He was on Bar Rescue the other day. Or that might have been an old episode, actually. I think that was last year. Damn, Cortland Sutton. The thing that sucks about timing out like that is that could be, well, it could make you win. Maybe Sutton goes off. But that could be the difference between winning $20,000 and not. Like, if I could go back and go back in time and go to this moment and someone could show me, like, this is where you lost $20,000 by not paying attention and timing out on Cortland Sutton, that would be very depressing. Harvest says Smitty is 12. No wonder the slot is clean. The slot looks good, bro. Gibbs, Cooper Kupp, Patrick Mahomes, Kyle Pitts, Terry McLaurin, Najee, Jonathan Brooks. Got Benson stolen from me. Cortland Sutton, Dallas Goedert. Feeling pretty good. Yeah, Bar Rescue, I think I love that show. Bar Rescue is so good. That's, I think it's in its new season of 9 or 10 or something like that. Such a good show. I love it. John Taffer. That'd be great if he came in here. Show rescue. You're like, you're sitting there taking a nap at 2 p.m. Get up, Smitty. You could be creating content right now. There's breaking news breaking, and you're taking a nap at 2 p.m. What are you doing in the kitchen? Microwaving a pizza right now. Yes, John. Your show's taken because of management. I love Bar Rescue. Fantasy Rescue. That would be, I should do a series, Fantasy Rescue. Somebody has a horrible team, come in and clean it up. You know, pick like 5 people to do weekly calls with and just rip their teams apart and be like, yeah, do you believe your wife should be enduring this madness with your fantasy football roster? Look at your roster. It's pathetic, John. Yeah, I love John. There was one that happened near my house, and I was like, we were watching the episode, and it was like in Phoenix, or Scottsdale, Arizona, and I'm like, oh my god! I was like, I recognize him. I recognize that like building. It's like right down the road. So we look it up, and it closed. Like about 6 months after Bar Rescue rescued it, it was closed 6 months later. Like, John, I really need a nap at 2 p.m. I can't help this guy. Man, this might have been a 20K team if I just could have got Benson. He sniped my Worthy. You're sniping the hell out of me. Who's the 11 spot? Who is that? Who are you? I'm not mad at you. I just want to know who it is. Snipe my JSN pick. Snipe my Cardinal running backs. Come on, my guy. Come on, my guy. He's going to snipe me again. I know it. Don't take Cole Kmet or Matthew Stafford. Please. Yeah, COVID, the pandemic took out like So many bars. It's crazy. Don't take Jerry Jeudy or Brandon Cooks. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it, please. Don't take Jerry Jeudy here. B-Train. Leave him for me, please. Okay, Brandon Cooks. He is sniping me because I never take Brandon Cooks. Oh, bro. Come on, man. Let's go. Let's go Kirk Cousins here. Get a backup quarterback going. Jeez. Let's go. Jahan Dotson, I think. Legette's a good pick there. Those bar rescue shows are all staged. I don't think they are, Tebow. I don't think they are. They aren't staged because the one that he rescued here closed. I mean, the owners clearly don't know how to keep going what John put in place. They might stage like, you know, they put cameras in there ahead of time and they say, you could be monitored at any time. And so they kind of know they're being watched, right? Undercover Boss is also pretty good. I like that show as well. How many people we got in here? One. It's going to start getting busy in here. I think during the 8 p.m. shows, we should be in the 400 or 500 viewers at any one moment on the live stream. We'll have to see. I can't wait till the show's in the thousands when we have 2,000 people watching during the 8 p.m. show. But I think during the year it should get in the five. It could get in the 5+. You know, it's still kind of in a way a slower time of the year still, but I imagine we'll get somewhere around. I don't know those bars, but you're making an assumption that they're all you're saying it like you almost heard something. I don't know. Half of those bars look nothing like bars I've been in, and I've been into plenty. Well, that's why though, bro. They're like the guys, the people running them don't know what they're doing, so they're like crappy bars that no one goes in. So that's correct. You probably have never been in one of those. That's why John is called. Because they're not successful. No one knows about them. Brian says it looks fake to me too. You know what looks fake? The Chargers running back room, Brian. That's what looks fake to me. Except for Vidal season. We still getting cut and getting gains? Yeah, I'm trying, bro. I need to, every $20 hauler, I need to do, burpees. Charles T, appreciate you dropping your question. And Superfish, appreciate you earlier dropping yours. And see if there's any celebratory messages. Nope. My boy Ben Sinnott got snagged. Damn it. Doing it live. Do it live. My squad: Garrett Wilson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Cooper Kupp, Patrick Mahomes. I wonder if I could. Let me do this. Let's go ahead and show my squad. So Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, Jahmyr Gibbs, Najee, Jonathan Brooks, Garrett Wilson, Cooper Kupp, Terry McLaurin, timed out on Sutton, Jahan Dotson, Kyle Pitts, and Goddard. And that is all she wrote for the moment. What's up, Ryan? You're live.
I got a question for you, and I'm going to format it in an interesting way. Would you trade your wide receiver 5 and 6 for Malik Nabers in a Dynasty Superflex win now?
I mean, you got to give me more context than that, man. You're 5 and 6. Like, what wide receivers?
My 5 and 6 would be, in my opinion, Tank Dell and DJ Moore.
But why would you ask?
No,
I'm just curious. Why would you ask me that question without giving me the players? You know what I mean? I'm just curious around your thinking on that.
Because I think everyone wants the players' names. I think if I worded it as wide receiver 5 and 6 for Nabers, it would be a different
right. But I mean, I think you worded it the way you did, so I wouldn't hear those player names and tell you no, keep those players. But
100%, you're not interested in Nabers for that cost.
I'm not. Tank Dell and who?
DJ Moore.
Tank Dell and DJ Moore.
I think Nabers is elite and kind of being slept on.
In a dynasty, Tank Dell, DJ Moore, you're not needing those guys. I guess I would take Marvin Harrison Jr. in a heartbeat, and I probably would still take. I'd probably still take Nabers. Yes, if you truly don't need, like, what you could have said was that, present the trade to me and then say, by the way, I can't even start Tank Dell and I can't even start DJ Moore. And then I'm smart, but I'm saying I'm smart enough.
Start 5 receivers.
You what?
I have in my starting lineup. I have three receiver slots and 2 flex, so I can play 5 receivers.
Okay. But I am capable of, hearing the names and hey, these are my fifth and sixth receivers or whatever. But I would say, who would be your fifth receiver then if you're trading your fifth and sixth? Oh yeah, it'd be Nabers. Who would be your sixth receiver then?
Olave or Ayuk.
Yeah. What are you playing in a 4-man league? Okay, so the better information to give me is not what you said. It would be hey, Smitty, I'm playing in a 3-man league, and I have Ayuk, Olave, and Tank Dell or DJ Moore on the bench. Should I trade 2 of those guys for Nabers? Then I'd say hell yeah, because you got Ayuk and Olave on the bench in a 3 or 4-man league. So of course
they're not on the bench. They're in my lineup. I can start 5 receivers.
I just asked you. I said who would be your 6th wide receiver if you traded away your 5th and 6th wide receivers for Nabers? Who would be your 6th guy? And you said Ayuk and Olave.
Correct.
But you can only start 5 wide receivers, so your 6th guy is your bench receiver.
Yeah, and who I have, Tank Dell, on my taxi right now.
Okay.
So he's on the taxi, and does that make a difference? Coming from a team that just won the title.
What if I'm getting you correctly? Your 5th and 6th wide receiver, you can only start one of them anyway, DJ Moore or Tank Dell. So you're going to trade both of them away, replace the one you're starting with Nabers, and then on your bench you still have got good wide receivers, is what you're saying.
Yeah, well, when you articulate it that way, that sounds like a no-brainer.
I think you just called in and you tried to call in and sway me into a certain answer. But
is it a fair offer though? Would you
look
accept,
in a league where you're telling me you have Olave and Ayuk on the bench? That's what you said. Is that correct?
One or the other.
Okay. In a league like
no,
that.
No.
Which is it?
Olave and Ayuk are my 3 and 4. I'm telling you.
Am I the only one listening to this? Have I not been told 5 different things? Like how am I supposed to give you advice, bro? When you just told me your 5th and 6th wide receivers were Olave and Ayuk if you make this trade. That's what you told me. Here, let me write this down.
Okay. Well, should we start with my number 1?
Actually, no, it's not. No offense, but it's not life or death matter. Just make the trade. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, but and it's a fair offer though.
I mean, you're giving up a boatload, but it sounds like you're in a 4-man league, so it doesn't really matter. But if you're telling me wrong and you're now going to be very thin at wide receiver, I can't help that. You called in and tried to not tell me the names. Like from the beginning of the call, you've tried to deceive me into helping give you advice. My 5th and 6th wide receiver for Nabers. Should I do it? Who are the 5th and 6th wide receivers? What's their names? Do I have to tell you? That's how this call felt. Okay, and then I asked you, if you go back and listen to it, I said if you make this trade and Nabers goes into your 5 spot, who becomes your 6th wide receiver? Your bench wide receiver. You said Olave or Ayuk. And so I'm just confused at what you got. But I would just say, if you're wrong on how you worded that, and those guys are in your lineup, then as long as Nabers is your 5th wide receiver, you lost some depth, sure. But you still have 5 fire wide receivers, and you don't even have to start all 5.
Yes.
So, I mean, look, Nabers in Dynasty, if you believe in him, who cares? DJ Moore, I like him, but he's in a crowded wide receiver room. And by the time he gets out of there, how good's he going to be? How much time is he going to have left? I love Tank Dell, but we're all probably drafting Nabers over Tank Dell. So you got to ask yourself, does DJ Moore close that gap? Give me Nabers. Give me Nabers. But I'd rather have Marvin Harrison Jr. by a mile. So I don't know if you can make that work.
Would that be something you'd entertain? Dell and Moore for Marvin Harrison?
Bro, are you listening to me on mute? I just said the words that just came out of my mouth were, I would take Marvin Harrison in a heartbeat, though. So can you?
No, I'm asking you. I'm saying, is that a fair offer?
I don't think
to
that's
the
what
Marvin
you said.
Harrison
Like you said, is that something you would do? Isn't that what? Do I have this guy wrong? Ryan, what's going on in Denver over there, bro? What are you doing?
The Avalanche did just lose. I will tell you that.
Yeah, you sound completely all over the place.
I just asked you if you would accept that offer if it was offered to you, Marvin Harrison, and you would give away Marvin and you would receive Tank and.
No, I said no. What is going on here, bro? Look, hey, I'm gonna time out here. Hold on a second. I had to take him early because I'm about to time out. Look, I've had enough of this conversation. I'm sorry, Ryan. Heal up from the Avalanche loss and call in tomorrow. I'll be here for you though. Call in tomorrow.
I appreciate the discussion, my friend.
Thank you, bro. Good God, it's like taking a dump. Felt like taking a dump. Does anybody else not feel the way I did with that phone call? What's going on there in Denver? Oh, I know what he's doing in Denver. Okay. I'm glad I went Penix Jr. though, because there's been a QB blitz that just happened. And so I was able to secure up my trade away Marvin Harrison Jr. It's like he's going after Nabers, and I'm like, I like Nabers, but I'd much rather have Marvin Harrison Jr. if you can get that done. So would you trade away Marvin Harrison Jr. for Tank Dell and DJ Moore? What in the hell did I just say? I said I want Marvin Harrison Jr. over anybody. Let's run it back tomorrow, okay? Who was that? I forget who it even was. Let me see who that was. Ryan from Denver. Ryan, let's run it back tomorrow. Rest up. You're out of sorts right now. We'll run it back tomorrow for sure. Like Marvin Harrison's my number one overall wide receiver, and you think I'm going to trade him away for Tank Dell and DJ Moore when I just said he was miles above Nabers? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And God, if he listens back to that on that call, I think he's gonna smack himself in the head. Like, bro, what are you doing? Yeah, my Sutton pick could have been JD5. I'm so pissed off. Really pissed off about that Sutton pick. That auto. Yeah, put a little piece of paper in your pocket, fold it up, and say Marvin Harrison, no matter what. And Ryan, I think this is Ryan. Ryan says, Ryan was asking if DJ Moore and Tank Dell would be an offer. I don't know. I don't know what this person is going to accept or not, but, I mean, you might as well send it. But I certainly would take Marvin Harrison Jr., my guy. I don't know what he would do. I have no idea. It sounds like a wild league to me. The fact that you got Ayuk and Olave on your bench sounds like anything can happen in this league. What's up, John? You're live.
Hey, Smitty, how are you today?
Hey, Ryan, I appreciate you, by the way, Ryan. I'm not mad at you, okay? So call in tomorrow. We're just going to have you rest up from that Avalanche loss, and you'll be good to go tomorrow. I'm pretty good, John. Hit me with your question. What do you got? What do you hear? What do you say?
Yeah. I mean, I know you're bummed out about JD5 not getting him in this draft, but I want to know what your thoughts are about, like, Washington as a whole being a sleeper team.
Oh,
do you
yeah.
think, like, Dan Quinn will do good or no?
I think that, as I said on my 8 p.m. show today, 5 p.m. West Coast, I said that this is the Detroit Lions in the making here, you know. And remember, not last year when they made it almost to the Super Bowl, but the year prior, that was the year everyone went, wow, like this team's coming for everybody. They were an amazing, like, kind of breakout team that didn't really, go the distance or anything that year, but we knew they were coming for everybody the next season, and they did. And the Lions absolutely were marvelous. I think that's the year Washington has. I don't know if that's playoff contention or not. We'll have to see. It could be a tall order potentially, but certainly believe that you have a situation where, first of all, you got two extremely tough teams in your division, and maybe the Dallas Cowboys, don't end up being as tough as they could be or whatever. But you have a situation where Dallas and the Eagles, and you got to grab wild card spots, because in my opinion, the Eagles are not only winning the division, they're winning the conference, and they're probably a good chance of knocking off KC. That's my pick on the year. But I think it's a tall order to be like, hey, Washington, make the playoffs grabbing one of the three wild card spots, because they're not going to win a division, I don't think. You never know. Like, injuries could take out the Cowboys and Eagles, but this is a team that coming into the next year, 2025, is going to be like the Detroit Lions. Like, we saw it coming, we saw them rising, and then the next year they did. So this will be the coming out party for the Washington Commanders, and it's going to happen really fast. They have the blueprint that the Texans had. They had the blueprint that the Bengals had. It's the same thing. It's a little bit of a shot at everybody. Hey, here we come. Washington's going to look really good. I think JD5 wins rookie of the year. I think JD5 is talked about as good as Stroud's talked about now. I think that's how much we're talking about JD5. So Washington's absolutely a total sleeper team for 2024.
You think McLaurin or Dotson has a better year?
McLaurin, but I really like Dotson's cost of entry, which is like kind of, near free. I took him a little
past 11th round pick.
I got him in 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, 12. So, yep. Washington to the moon, man. They've got a great organization now. Now they do. They didn't. Now they do.
I'm an Eagles. Yeah, I'm an Eagles fan, so I think we're gonna do. I think I got us at 13-4. So.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the beginning of the show where I said Eagles. I put 140 on them. This is just one for the first things that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do more than that probably, but 140 on them to win. Or for the Eagles to win against. Put 140 on Jalen Hurts to win MVP. That pays almost $2,300 on $140, and then just every $20 you drop, and I just initially dropped 220s on getting both of these. I hedged it. $20 Eagles win the Super Bowl against KC exact, and then $20 that the KC Chiefs beat the Eagles exact in the Super Bowl, and both of them pay I think like $1,300 or $1,400. All right,
Why do you think? Yeah, I was gonna say, why do you think Hurts has a good chance to win an MVP outside of losing Kelsey?
Why?
I just think Kelsey's gonna be a big loss for us.
Well, I mean, you got Barkley. You're not just losing, man. There's a lot of gaining too.
We gained on the offense. Yeah.
Team's gonna be freaking unbelievable. So I'm not. You got Kellen Moore. You got Fangio, you got one of the best drafts, period. You sign both your wide receivers. Both your wide receivers are happy. So everything's looking up for the Eagles. Kelsey, it's a loss, but it's not something you can't replace. And on top of that, the addition of Barkley and just having everybody healthy and the defensive changes and the Fangio and the Kellen Moore offensive coordinator move, all that's just absolutely... Eagles are playing 10D chess on everybody. Entire offseason, the draft included, just phenomenal. That's how you run an organization. And they haven't done that in the past their entire last 15 years or anything, but they're doing amazing things right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, watch out for Barkley going off against the Giants a couple times this year.
Barkley's going to be unreal. We have no clue. You have no clue. I have no clue. No one has a clue how good he could be. We just don't. He's been handcuffed. All right, bro.
I mean, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, the only backup we have is Shipley, and that's pretty much about it.
Shipley's pretty good. All right, later.
Hey.
Marvin is kind of a body catcher, according to... What? Marvin Harrison, a body catcher? Get out of here, John. What are you talking about? Marvin's a body catcher. He's a body snatcher. He's not a body catcher. He's a body snatcher, baby.
Hi. What would you like?
Footballs, please. Lots of footballs, please.
Coming up.
He's Marvin, he's 11 feet tall, and he loves to consume the football. He's Kyler, he's 4 feet tall, but starving Marvin will answer the call. They're Kyler. I'm a Cardinal, I'm a Cardinal. 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 The Cardinals look to be rising, and MHJ is your king. I'm a Cardinal.
Marvin a body catcher. Or snatch. He's a body snatcher. John, just stop with it. Stop with it. Embarrassing yourself, John. I love you, pal, but don't. All right. Anyway, appreciate all of you being here. I will catch you later. Appreciate you drafting with me. Code Smitty, Underdog Fantasy. Appreciate all my super chats. Thank you, Superfish. Thank you, Charles T. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, all my moderators. We'll be drafting at midnight very frequently, as much as we can. It looks like they have the averages up for the Underdog. Here's the squad that I drafted. I've drafted better. I do like it, but I got sniped a couple times. I timed out. Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, Penix Jr. I like that Penix Jr. Cousins backup quarterback in weeklies. It feels really, really strong. It's pretty easy to get to. Gibbs, Harris, Brooks, Vidal, Garendo. Garendo's kind of one of those wild cards that can help you win something like this. Garrett Wilson, Cooper Kupp, McLaurin, Sutton I timed out on. Dotson, Parasol, Luke McCaffrey, Kyle Pitts, Goddard, and Chukwuokonkwo. You know, this is something I'd be tempted to maybe not go 3 tight ends on if I felt like I needed to do something, but I still like to get balance in the weeklies. But overall, good team. I feel pretty confident with it. A couple players would have been nice to fall, like Benson almost fell to me. If I would have added Benson to this, I would have felt really damn good. And if I wouldn't have timed out on Sutton, I would have felt like it was near perfect. But that kind of dampened it for me. But it is what it is. Appreciate you all. Thank you for being here. And we'll be back tomorrow, same time as usual at 8 p.m. East. Or no, tomorrow's Saturday. We'll be live tomorrow at some point for a show. Maybe there's breaking news. Maybe I just do a random premiere. I don't know. Catch you later. Thanks, Hoosiers. Thank you, Charles T. Thank you, Superfish. John, we'll see you later. Send it to the moon.
Legend has it if you say Saint Brown 3 times in the dark in the bathroom, you will immediately lose your league.